today at the University of District of Columbia, which is UDC. Had a chance to just come up here and reminisce. Today is a big day. Wow, my wife is doing the presentation today over with the AKAs, and while she's there, I said, let me go out here and just go live, and say this school in the 1980s, and look where I am at today. I feel so honored and blessed to be on this campus that I haven't been in almost 30 years. I came out of school in 1981. This is the first college that I attended here at UDC. And to be able to come back here and to see the campus and to step on these grounds, it's a beautiful thing, you know. I majored in communications. When I first came out of high school, for those, they asked me, what do I want to do when I go to college? I didn't know. I was just young. I was a lad. I thought I was going to go in electronics and give a shout out to the late, great Waverly Jones, Principal Waverly Jones, 1981, who helped shape my life. Also to my parents who gone to heaven, Mother and Father Evans. I lived at 1014 Spring Road, and I would come here after high school to go to college to further my education. Education is the process of learning. Right here on this campus, I learned so much. I studied mass media. That was my communications. Um, I was majoring in communications. And I can remember going into one of these rooms on campus and going into a broadcasting room. And when I walked into this room, I was so afraid because all these big cameras. You can imagine, you being a young kid coming out of high school and all these broadcasting cameras looking like you at NBC, CBS, ABC, like all these big cameras in these rooms just looking at you. And I was like, no, I can't do this. I said that as a teenager, I can't do this. And I had majored in communications, but I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have anybody to show me the ropes. So I said, you know what? I'm going to stay in communications and I'm just going to go into public speaking. And I can remember inductive, deductive reasoning study right here in communications. And I made my first in geography, my first A in college. I was so happy. Study right here. This school gave me so much inspiration and encouragement, motivation. Attending this school, just wow. I just felt so honored and blessed to be here at UDC. Oh man, and going back into the 80s, being a young kid playing basketball, remember, um, it was it was so many Firebirds. Our team was so good. I think we had Earl Jones. We had and we had a lot of great players, man, back in that day. Um, in the 80s. And just to be here again, 30, 40 years later, to be on this campus, it feels so good. And I always want to remember where I come from. UDC helped save my life. This school helped me to be where I am today. And let me just set things in motion for where I am. Back in the 80s, when I came to school studying communications, mass media, I kind of was so afraid. I was so afraid, but God was like giving me the opportunity to tell me the path that He has for me. And I was so afraid. I came out of mass media. I didn't go into journalism. I didn't go into television. I didn't go into radio. I was afraid of that level of people and the process. There you go. So years later, I am now the president of Pick TV Network. I've done countless television shows. I do TV shows, commercials, short films. I have 100 short films on YouTube, Pick TV mini movies. I help people do TV shows, help people do commercials. I shoot events on both sides of the camera. And To see where I am today and where I started from, it's just like a seed God was planting in my life. Had I stayed with communications back in the 80s and went through that process of those big cameras, I know, man, with that at that time and seeing what I know now, I don't know. I don't know where I would be as far as a level of reaching the world. And to be where I am today, knowing where I started and still ended up on top of the world. To be the president of PIC TV Network. Many of you probably seen my shows and programs. I was just with Megan Good, with Tina from Mary Mary. Had the chance to meet Adam Blackstone over the weekend, my son. I want to give a shout out to everybody who attended the funeral for Aaron Spears, one of the greatest musicians who ever hit the world, a gift to the planet. I want to give a shout out to my son, Stephen Evans, who attended the school too, right here, who graduated from the school right here. I want to give a shout out to my son, Amos Evans, who's a graduate of Carnegie Mellon University. My wife, Yvette Evans, who attended this school, she's a graduate of UVA, but we met on this campus back in the 80s. I was walking like this, and I said, that's a fine girl right there. Not knowing that one day that would be my wife. I met her, saw her right on this campus. I have so much history is right here in my life. UDC helped shape my life. And I'm going to do something special for this school, for this campus. I'm blessed to be a blessing. I had no idea I would do this broadcast today. I had no idea I would go live. I had no idea when I came here today. And my wife is doing a presentation today with the AKAs today here at UDC. And I said, you know what? Let me just go live and say thank you to all the people who helped me back in the day. Some of them be gone. Some of them may not be here anymore, but they still mean a lot to me. You know, this school bring back so many memories. UDC staff today in 2024, man, you guys are great, man. Keep up the good work. But I'm an 80s kid. I'm an 80s student here. But I love what I see. Education is a process of learning. You never stop learning. I went on from here to do some teaching also. I had, wow, so many places, man. I can't even name all the places I've been teaching at sociology at Howard, and also at the ARC. Did some teaching there. Also, I'm a former college student. I'm a former high school student and teacher, rather, at Marriott Charter High School. All the things I learned from this campus. Look where I am today. I'm a success story, and I got to give a lot of love out to this school. One day I might come here and do a commencement speech or something, man. Got to give a lot of love out to everybody here at UDC, man. I made it. I made it because somebody helped me to make it. I didn't get here alone. A lot of people gave me a shot. I can remember coming here one day on campus at UDC back in the 80s and just dreaming, man. Taking music theory, thinking that. And then the music gift fell on my son, Stephen Amos, one of the greatest musicians. Well, to me, one of the greatest musicians on the planet. Steve-O, love you, man. I know my son is watching. Amos, I love you. These guys are just on my blood. Give a shout out again to my wife who's doing the speech at the AKAs. I'm gonna go over there and just join them for a minute. If you want to check me out, it's www.watchpictv.com. You can hit me on the PIC TV Network at gmail.com or go to, again, www.watchpictv.com. You can see the information there to get in touch with me. My phone number is there. My email is there. Our website, you can see our shows and programs on right now. We're on Roku, one of the #1 streaming television networks in the world. I I create TV shows, channels, programs, everything you can think of. I love streaming. Yeah, I'm the streaming king. There you go. David Evans. Hey, it's a beautiful day here in UDC. Peace, everybody.